My kings and queens, we are all here today to reclaim our power. And I'll tell you, I thought that I was in control of my journey. I thought I had so much power because I looked a certain way, because I could lift a certain amount of weight, because I made a certain amount of money. And I will tell you that it was a very hard lesson, a very necessary lesson for me to learn that my power is not just relegated to the physical substances, the physical things in my life. It is the absolute least amount of source of power when it comes to the physical things that we have. There are so many of us that spend so much energy trying to look good for somebody else. We spend so much energy trying to say the right things for other people, to keep them happy, to keep them around us. We do so many things to put up with other people, clients or our bosses, that demean us, that make us feel less than, taking our power away from us. Okay? When we default to these normal patterns of what society has deemed to be important for us, we lose our power. When we choose to be parts of systems that don't look to uplift us, that neglect our authentic needs as human beings, then we lose our power. When we're in support systems that don't look after us, that don't consider our unique individual voice, we lose our power. When we're in abusive relationships, we lose our power. So how do we get our power back? We've been kicked to the curb, kicked to the ground so many different times, and yet for many of us, we still get back up. We still get back up. You looking at this video, you signing on for this program is proof that you care enough about your power that you know you want to retrieve it. You want to get it back. Okay? And I commend you on that, because there takes a great amount of courage and bravery for people to say, you know what, I'm not dealing with that anymore. I deserve better. All right, so we think about affirmations. We think about looking at life in a more positive light. All right, and it starts with that. It starts with what we feel we deserve. We will always get what we think we deserve. So if you don't think you deserve happiness, then you will never be happy. If you don't think you deserve to be in a relationship with a partner that treats you well, then you will continue to have bad relationships. If you do not think that you deserve to run a successful $1 million business, then you will continue to be a reluctant thousandaire. And this, I tell you, you have the permission to live your life that way if you want. And no one's gonna question you. No one's gonna question you, okay? And that's okay for the old version of you. That because you're here, you know deep down inside, you've looked enough to know that you're not happy with where you're at. You're just not. You've been looking and searching for that one voice that you can listen to that's gonna help stir up enough energy, that's gonna motivate you to pull inward, where you can gather yourself, you could dust off from all the times that you've fallen. You can wipe all those bumps and those bruises and all the blood and all the debris that's been on you from all of these moments where you've fallen on your ass and you've wanted to give up so bad. You know, you yearn to feel what it feels like to be in power, but you don't know the first step to take. And I will tell you, I was there. And there are moments when I feel like I go back down into that dark hole. And I will tell you that no matter who you are, no matter how powerful you think a person might be, there's always going to be these challenging moments that push you back into that space, even for a small period of time. The first thing that you have to understand is that we move in waves, right? We don't move from this linear point A to point B. Okay, we move in waves of highs and lows, peaks and valleys. This is how the universe, this is how nature works. We work in spirals, okay? We work in curves. So when we think about progress, when we think about getting better, it's more along the lines of this combination of expansion, right? Going high on the curve and then contracting down. And this is just a normal pattern of oscillating expansion and contraction. Whether we're looking at our lungs and how we take in air, we inhale, we pull, 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 right? And then we let go, contract, we compress, right? Whenever we get injured, what do? Some of us, we get back pain, back spasms. We go down into that fetal position, we contract, okay? When do we go into the gym? We're going through series of contraction and lengthening. It's the same thing. You want your butt to look good, you want the chest, you want the arms to look good, then you have to go put your body through a series of contractions and expansions, all right? And at the end of the day, that's gonna generate the inflammation, the good inflammation that we want, that's gonna help break down the tissue. And if you're eating the right foods, your body's gonna rebuild. If you're sleeping well, if you're recovering, it's gonna rebuild itself into this spectacle, this aesthetic spectacle. And you're at least gonna have that box checked off. But even with that, that doesn't make you powerful. That's not where your power lies. Our power lies in our ability to have enough self-awareness to know what our purpose is, why we are here, okay? Why are we here? I am here, at least in this moment. I know that my purpose is to talk to you. That is my purpose. So everything that comes to me is this natural flow. It feels like a spring of water that's just pushing straight out of me, and this massive amount of expansion that is it's uninhibited. There's no restrictions that are coming in the way between my purpose and me, the delivering of the message that keeps me in line with my purpose. And that's how I know. When you wake up in the morning to go make somebody else rich at this job that you have, okay, there's so many obstacles that get in the way. There's so many restrictions. And that's not by accident. From the moment you wake up at a time that you don't want to be up, to eat a breakfast, okay, to eat a breakfast that you shouldn't be eating, to go hop on a train or some kind of public transportation, right? That is not what it is that you should be doing in that moment. To go work for a boss who doesn't appreciate you, okay? This is not living in line with your purpose. There's nothing powerful about you doing that level of work for yourself, okay? So I want you to just understand this. I want you to have enough self-awareness to say to yourself, okay, well, I know that there's more to life than me just doing this. I just need that spark. I need that little bit of curiosity to help guide you on the path, not to be like me, but to reclaim your power that is your birthright. You came into this existence as a powerful superhero being, and then you were indoctrinated into all of these different systems that are put in place to bring you down and to control you. Okay, so now is the time for us to break the shackles, to break free of the shackles together as a community, as a group of people, as a circle that cares for one another, and create our own life that is in line with our purpose and that reclaims and reintroduces our power to us, okay? We could be the entrepreneurs. We could run the businesses. We could make the products. We could live and give back to the land. We can give back to our children. educate our children so that they don't have to fall into the same traps that we do. I have a son. And part of why I do this and get in front of people is because I'm doing it for him, but I'm also rehearsing what I'm going to say to him. This is all rehearsal. This is all throat chakra work, you know, and that's the selfish side of it for me. When I get up in front of people, I love speaking in front of people. I love working with people, but part of it is I know that every time I do it, I get better. I have more power. I'm in my power because this is my purpose. So there are no mistakes. It's impossible to make a mistake, right? There's only a lesson that we learn each time we wake up and we say, you know what? I'm going to step into my power. Okay, this is the direction that I'm going into. And if I fail, I fail. And that's okay, whether it's, you know, going after the romantic partner that you really want, not necessarily the one that you feel like you have to settle for, whether you want to start that business and figure out how to get it off the ground, whether you say to yourself, I deserve better friendships. Right now, my circle of friends is not doing it for me. I'm stuck with these people that want to hold me back, keep me. It's not just your boss that's holding you back. It could very well be your support system. It could be your friends. It could be your family. It could be your partner, your romantic partner, right? And you need to be able to sit there when you're contemplating, meditating, when you're doing your breath work, and you need to have that level of awareness. And it usually comes like a snap, like holy shit. There goes that aha moment. That person that you thought is this great romantic partner has really been holding you back, has really been gaslighting you, has really not been listening, hearing you, interjects every time you want to speak, tries to finish your sentence for you, downplays anything that you feel, and gives you a hard time when you talk about the things that you really want to do. This requires a self-inventory. You need to recheck these people, okay? And I'm going to teach you how to do that because, again, when you're around a circle of people that are all working together towards this common goal of activating and expanding and stepping into our power, then we don't get in each other's way. It's impossible. If I'm expanding and you're expanding and we're all coming in together and creating a safe space for that, then there's nobody that's tripping over anybody. There's nobody that is getting in the way of you evolving to the maximum potential of your ability, okay? So I encourage you to take a step back after this video, and I want you to think about your power. I want you to think about the moments where someone or groups of people have gotten in the way of you maximizing your potential. I want you to think about when you went to school, did you go to school for what it is you wanted to do? Or did you go to school because you did what you felt like somebody else wanted you to do? Okay? That's a big deal. You need to have some self-talk to yourself about that, okay? Because what we're gonna do with the next few videos, we're really gonna open up and you need to be ready for whatever it is that you find, okay? And this is gonna be the basis of your work. Love you very much. We'll see you again soon.